Hello friends, today we are going to talk about features of Python. There are around 10 features of Python. We'll see one by one with example all features of Python. Okay, let us see the first feature of Python. Python is simple and easy to learn. Okay, means it is like reading English language. See, in my previous video, what I told, this is very easy to understand and easy to learn. Okay. Now here we'll see how simple it is by taking some examples. See, suppose I want to print any message, I want to print any value. Okay. In Java or C language or C++ language, we have to write minimum 5 to 6 line code to print any value, to print any message. But in Python, only one line code is enough. For example, see, suppose I want to print I value. Simply write print of I. This one line code is enough to print I value or to print. Suppose here I've written a message like suppose hello. So I can print this message on screen. Only one line code is enough. Let us see here. Print was print of 10. So this 10 will be printed. Print of suppose this message hello. This hello will be printed. So this is very simple language and very easy to learn. Suppose again I'll give one more example. Suppose I want to repeat a for loop. Okay, I want to repeat a for loop for 5 times or 10 times. So in Java or any other language, minimum 6 to 7 line code where to write to repeat the for loop for 5 to 10 times. Here, only one line code is enough to repeat the for loop for n times, for 5 to 10 times. For example, see for I in range of n. So this code will repeat for loop for n times. So I have written here 10 times. So this will repeat for 10 times. See how simple it is. Simply just reading English language. You are repeating this for 10 times. For I in range of 10 means repeat this for loop or print this I value, okay, 10 times. You are repeating this for loop for 10 times or 5 times. Means the value, or simply you can write n times. This one line code is enough in Python. Okay. And also, suppose I want to print a value, print x value. Suppose I want to print x value. Based on any condition, x is equal to 10 if a is greater than b, else else 20. Means what? So print this x value or assign this x this 10, assign this number 10 to x if a is greater than b. If this condition is true, then assign 10 to x value, or else if this condition false, then assign 20 to assign this 20 to x. How simple it is. Means based on this condition, we are assigning value to variable that is to x. If this is true, then assign 10 to x. If this condition is false, then assign 20 to x. So in one line, we can write this code. Okay, means we can means to assign a value to variable. So one line code is enough to assign value to any variable, right? So how simple it is. This is very simple and easy to learn language. That's because of this, maximum companies they are using Python language. Means suppose you are writing any program in Java, and suppose if it takes 20 lines, so the same program we can write in Python by using only 3 to 4 lines. Means we can reduce the program size in Python. Only 3 to 4 lines is enough to write a code or to write any program that we are writing in Java. Suppose in Java the code size is or the program size is suppose 100 line. So here in Python it is only 10 to 15 line code. Now see the second feature is it is freeware and open source. Okay. Now freeware means what? See, there is a difference between freeware and open source. Freeware means what? It is free of cost. Means we have to means no need to pay a single rupee to purchase its license. This license copy is not required. It is freely available. We can easily download from Google. Okay, no need to pay to purchase this software, this Python software. That's what it's called freeware. Okay. Are you getting? Freeware means it is freely available on Google. It's no need to pay a single rupee for this. Is to purchase its license. That's what it is called as freeware. Then open source is what? Here we can easily see its source code. Okay, means Python code we can easily see and we can add our own code in Python. That's what is called open source. Okay. So there is a difference between open source and freeware. Freeware means it is freely available. No need to pay a single rupee to purchase this software. And open source means we can easily see its source code. We can add our own code in it, and we can develop our own Python code. That's why it is called as open source. For example, we have see JPython. We have J Jython. Okay, means Jython means the combination of Java and Python. It's called as Jython. Means so Java code we can add in Python, then we can form Jython. Okay, this is one flavor of Python. So here we can add Java code in Python. That's what it's called Jython. That's why see in open source means we can easily add any other language code or our own code in Python. Okay, we can see the source code, it's Python source code. That's what is called open source software. And see one more, I'll give one more example regarding this freeware and open source. See our Windows operating system. It is not a freeware. It's where to pay money to purchase its license copy, Windows license copy. But whereas our Unix operating system, it is freeware. It is freely available. No need to pay a single rupee to buy this Unix operating system. So Unix is freeware and open source, whereas Windows is not a freeware and open source. Right? Now, third one, third feature is it is high level programming language. In my previous video, I told about this high level programming language. See, we have two categories of programming languages. that is low level programming language and high level programming language. So low level means the languages which communicates directly with the machine are called low level languages. For example, our assembly language, machine level language are called low level language. Means user cannot understand this machine level language or low level language. Whereas this high level language, our second category, user can easily understand this high level language. So our Python, Java, C, C++, they are called high level languages, high level programming languages. It is user understandable language. User can easily understand these languages. Okay. So to convert this high level language to low level language, we have some other softwares that converts our high level language, our English language. They are written in English to machine language. Then we can easily execute on any machine. Next, fourth feature is it is platform independent. Platform independent language means what? If I have written a code, this Python code on Windows machine. Okay, so now this is my Windows machine or Windows system. So I have written Python program here on this system, and next I want to run this on Unix system. So I can easily run this Python program which I have written on Windows system. I can easily run on Unix system. Means the program written on any system can be run on any other system. Suppose this is my Windows platform. I have written a code on Windows platform. So I can run this same code on Unix platform also. Means on any machine. That's why it's called platform independent. Okay, means here we are writing a program or we are writing a code only once, and we can run on any platform, means anywhere, and on any machine. That's what is called platform independent. Means here the main motto is write once and run anywhere. Okay, we can run multiple times. We are writing program only once, but we can run that program many times on any machine, anywhere, on any platform. We can run that code. So our Python is platform independent. That's what it's called, independent. Independent. Platform dependent means what? Suppose I have written a program on Windows machine, so I can run that program on Windows machine only. I cannot run that program on Unix machine. That is called platform dependent. Platform independent means I have written a code on Unix machine or Unix system, so I can run that code on Unix as well as Mac system, any system. That's what is called platform independent. So our Python is platform independent language. Next, fifth feature is it is portable. This is portable language. Portable means what? We can move. Suppose I have written a code on this Windows system. I can migrate this Python program from my Windows system to any other system. Means we can migrate the Python program from one platform to another platform without any change. That is called portable. Okay. Suppose this is my Windows system. Okay, I want to move this program from Windows system to Unix system. It is possible. Means we can easily move or migrate my Python program from one platform to another platform without any change. That is called portable, or portability of this Python. Okay. For example, I will give our general life example. Suppose I have IDI number. Okay. Suppose I don't have arrange for this number here. Suppose I have arranged for Airtel. Okay. So in older days, suppose I don't have range for Idea, then I have to I have to take a new Airtel number for this to get the range. But nowadays, suppose don't have range for Idea, so I can use that Idea same number on Airtel network also. Just I have to switch from Idea to Airtel. So same number I can use in Airtel network also. That is called portability. Means we are only migrating that number, Idea number to, we are moving that Idea number from Airtel to Idea. Okay. What is our aim? Just to get the network range. Here, I want to run that program on Unix system. Simply, I'm moving that, or I'm migrating that program from Windows to Unix. I'm not changing any code. Means without any change, I can move or migrate Python program to another system or another platform. That's called portability. So Python is a portable programming language. Next, sixth one is, it is dynamically typed programming language. Dynamic type of programming language means what? See, in Java, suppose I want to declare any variable, like I have to write int a equal to 10. Means I have to separately declare this, whether a is integer type or float type, means type of that variable. Now here in Java or C++, I have to write like this. So 10 is assigned to a, and here 10 is the integer number. Here is what type of variable it is? It is integer type. Here I have to explicitly mention the type of variable in Java or C language. Okay, then only it runs. Okay. But in Python, no need to write explicitly this int, or no need to mention explicitly the type of variable. So this type is automatically it is decided during runtime. Means based on provided value, I'll show you. Based on provided value, the variable type it is decided. For example, you see here, suppose I am taking, suppose if I take, see, int of a equal to 10. So this is not valid in Python. Means no need to declare separately this a type. If I press enter here, it will give error, invalid syntax. But if I write like this, a equal to 10, it is accepted. So internally, this type will be decided. Means based on this provided value. Now I am providing integer value. So the type of a will be integer. So if you want to check its type, see type of a. It will give its type. It is integer type value, integer type variable. So here, this is the beauty of Python. So that's why it is called as dynamically typed programming language. Means no need to explicitly write or mention the type of variable. See, in other languages, we have to explicitly mention, explicitly write the type of error. Then only it will work. Here, no need to write the type of value. Means based on the provided value. Here, I'm providing this 10. Means 10 is, we know it is integer type. So ultimately, this type it is decided. So now here, it is type. It is an integer type. Suppose I'm writing a equal to 20.4. We know this is float value. See, please listen carefully. Based on provided value, the variable type it is decided. That's what is called as dynamically typed programming language. Now our value is 20.4. It is, we know it is float value. See, in Java and other language, we have to write explicitly here float. Yes. See, float of a equal to 20.4. But here, this, if we write like this, it will give error. So simply write a equal to 20.4. It will accept. Now check its type of a. So it is float type. Okay. Now we'll see one more example. Suppose a equal to, I'm writing true. Okay. So here true is what? It is a Boolean type. We have only two values for Boolean type. It is, one is true and false. Another one is false. So I'm writing a is equal to true. It will accept. Now see, spelling mistake. A equal to, okay, it will accept. Now check its type of a. It is Boolean type. Okay. So because of this feature in Python, it is called as dynamically typed programming language. So based on the provided value, so that variable type, it is decided. Procedure oriented and object oriented programming language. Procedure and object oriented programming language. Procedure and object oriented programming language. See, our C language is object oriented programming language. Our Java is object oriented programming language, Java or C++. Procedure and object oriented